Another new comic book day goes by. I have another stack of comics. Let's dig in. Let me show you what I got. Hi, this is James from Read More Comics. Please do all the regulars like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. I'm going to share my pulls this week and a couple books I forgot I ordered. And if there's something that like piques your interest, something you see and go, hey, I really like that or I don't like that, leave a comment. Let's have a dialogue about that. So as I shared in the intro, I have a stack of comics, a lot of trades this week, which was kind of unexpected. And I'm going to be honest, there's a couple books I almost didn't get the cover I wanted, but we'll get to that as we go through. These are apparently in backwards order. So I only have a handful of books and then almost as many trades. First up, this is Wonder Woman number 27 by Tom King and Daniel Sampere. I am way behind reading this book, but I think Tom King, and this is something I've mentioned before, I think a struggle DC has had is getting a creative team that had the gravitas to handle Wonder Woman with the intentionality, and so far this run has shown that. Now I missed, and I have the comics for it. It's just been a busy work couple months. I have missed out on reading the last couple arcs. I think there was one, not Mole Man, it was something else, Dog Man or something. So I'm getting caught up with this title, but it is a really enjoyable read. Highly recommend it. I think it's like kind of absolute Wonder Woman first tier. This is close second tier. This is the cover by Carrie Noru. I just love, and this has been an intentional order. I love any of the covers that has been showing Trinity, and that is another title if you haven't been reading, definitely something to check out. We have a Star Wars title, and this is, I'm going to say, out of the current books, my second favorite, which is pretty good, actually. So we got Star Wars Jedi Knights. This is the Torrin Clark lightsaber variant. So this is one of the books that I almost missed out on the cover I wanted because I think I missed an FOC. My LCS Buy Me Toys in beautiful Mishawaka, Indiana, they have moved over to Comics Hub with Previews World folding with all the Dynamite drama. And I don't, they do FOC on a different kind of schedule. And I must have missed one because I've been you can't subscribe in Comics Hub to variant covers. You can only subscribe to the A covers, and then they have some bizarre rules that if you subscribe to the A covers and cancel, you can't order any of the books, where it's like, okay, so you're punishing me. But anyway, this is not Buy Me Toys. This is Comics Hub. I lucked out though. They had covers kind of buried behind some other ones. So I was able to maintain my streak of these lightsaber covers, which I just think are cool. Jedi Knights is a fun read. I like the fact that it's almost a one-off. I think I've mentioned this before. Ryan North in an interview shared that his take on Fantastic Four is every issue should be an entry point. Every issue is its own story, beginning, middle, and end. It's not that there might not be an overarching plot, but it's not about the arc. It's about the individual issue. And this book has been reading very similar to that, which has been cool. So it's like Jedi Knights. They go do something and then they come back. You know, it's like little crime of the week, if you will, stories with characters that we know. And they're introducing some other knights as they go through it, which I think that was an issue. And I have a longer form review planned of the High Republic initiative by both Lucasfilms and Disney. So this is a title that just looks absolutely fun. A cover by Jolie Jones. We have Star Trek: The Last Starship. Okay. The premise is that this is not the original Captain Kirk. This is some sort of clone. I don't want to spoil it, in part because I haven't read the first issue yet. but I love the kind of idea that here is a federation that is fracturing because warp speed doesn't work anymore. That's the basic premise. I seeing I'm dipping my toes into some Star Trek books. I've been a Trekker all my life, so this is kind of a surprise for me that now is the time, and it's these little mini series like this one that I'm going for. The other one is Red Shirts, which is just a fun concept. So cool cover by Jolie Jones. It almost looks like a Lucio Perillo cover. This is the other book that I didn't think I would be able to get. We have One World Under Doom, issue number 9. This is the Doomosaur variant. I am not sure who did the cover, but check this out. So I lucked out. This was one they had on the shelf also. I've been pre-ordering all the Doomosaur covers because it was actually a 2-issue kind of short story about this variant or this alternative dimension, this multiverse, it's Marvel, where all the superheroes and supervillains are dinosaurs. And it was great. So we have, this is Doomosaur, right? And he's been on all the covers. Thought I pre-ordered this, but I missed apparently just an entire FOC week. I don't know. This brings to an end One World Under Doom, which I think has been both on the surface, and this is not Ryan North, but it's a 9-issue miniseries, which seems kind of long, but I think that's what Ryan North needed to tell the story, which I totally respect. But also I think the other part of it is it kind of like this catch-22. It seems like it dragged on a long time. It's like, oh, this is still going on. Now, that said, part of the issue is I'm only getting the event book and Fantastic Four. So maybe it would have been more exciting if I was getting a bunch of comics, but that's not who I am as a collector. I haven't done that since, like, I did Night Terrors. I got a bunch of the other tie-in books. Probably Death Metal was the last big event where I was getting all the tie-ins. It's just not, I can't afford it anymore. And I've been finding some of those tie-ins I really don't want to read. So anyway, but this story has been really good. There's supposed to be some sort of dramatic, sad plot twist at the end, which you expect. There's a cliffhanger leading into it, and solicits have already kind of come out that Scarlet Witch is the next Sorcerer Supreme, so obviously something happens to Doom. We have Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe, issue number 5. This was not the cover I pre-ordered, but I saw it and went, that is pretty sweet. I'm going to go with this. So this is the variant edition. Godzilla has been carnageized. Anyway, this is the Toho Godzilla, not the MonsterVerse Godzilla, which seems to operate exclusively with DC in their crossover, which I think that's kind of cool that they're kind of segregating the two. They're compartmentalizing it, so at least for the fans, what you're getting, right? And it seems to be the Toho Godzilla that was published by Marvel back in the 70s, which is interesting. The solicits already have put out sorry if this is a spoiler. I haven't read this book, okay, so I can't tell you how, but there are solicits for Marvel solicits for February that there is another Godzilla. It's Infinity Roar, which great play on words, Marvel, good for you. Where Godzilla somehow is expelled into space, and all of that means. So I'll be getting that as well, because while I don't pull a straight up Godzilla book, which is ironic because I love Godzilla. Thank you, Dad. I love these crossovers because it's compartmentalized and it's fun. We have Chip Zdarsky's Captain America issue number 5. This is the A cover. I'm subbing the A covers. There were a couple of covers I looked at, but I'm I've mentioned this before in other videos. I'm noticing that I'm kind of moving away from pre-ordering variant covers. Unless it's a specific book, even books that I've been doing it for a really long time, like Batman, it's just a cover, Fantastic Four, a cover, Captain America, a cover. In part, and I think I mentioned this last week, the A covers seem to hold more value, and so when I pass this on to my kids, why not go for the books that have more value for them? So anyway, this has been a fun read, which I was thinking about this morning. I enjoyed Zdarsky's run on Batman, but I enjoy his run on Captain America more, and I think part of it is Captain America in the Marvel comic book universe is more of a B-level character, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Marvel doesn't seem to, until recently, put like their like Major League, AAA creative teams on it, or maybe they just haven't figured it out, very much like Wonder Woman. And Zdarsky seems to have more flexibility with Captain America, ironically, than I think he did Batman, because of probably Batman editorial. That's my take on it. Again, I enjoyed his run on Batman, but I'm enjoying his run on Captain America more. And then I had several trades that I did not expect. So I was expecting a modest comic book week, very small actually, like all told. We have, just these books right here. And then I ended up with several trades that kind of made it more expensive than I expected. We have Aliens, the Original Years, Volume 3. This is the Epic Collection. I'm a big Aliens fan. That's something me and my brother share. And rather than trying to decipher the labyrinthine publishing schedule of Aliens when the IP was controlled by Dark Horse, I've been just getting these because it puts it all in a collected edition. I don't have to have another short box for it. This book I think is a little thicker. They have a lot published in this. And some of what the stories they're publishing actually came out in like Aliens magazine, which would be a place I would never go to collect. So this has been a really nice kind of collected edition to read Aliens lore, especially with like Aliens, was it Earth War? I think the Hulu show, which was really good. This is cool to be able to read it in that. I'm not doing the same thing, ironically, with Predator, and there's a couple Predator stories that I thought were very cool. This is another trade I didn't expect because I thought I just read, and maybe I'm just behind in my I have a stack of trades over here I've been working through. We have Geiger Volume 4. I thought I just read Volume 3. Apparently I did, but I'm way behind on this. This is a fun read to read in trades. It's nice to get kind of the full picture of where Jeff Johns is going in this story. So this is fun. And then we have a DC Compact Edition, We 3 by Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely. I love Frank Quitely's art, which I found when talking to the son of the proprietors at Buy Me Toys is kind of, for some comic book readers, they kind of either love him or hate him. I love his work. And what he and Grant Morrison did and was an absolute Superman. Fabulous. This is a very different take. I'll be doing a YouTube short review of this. I've already read this. This is such a fast read, and which makes sense because the main characters are, these three right here. So there's not as much dialogue. It's more about the visuals of Frank Quitely's art, which I think has a very different look in this, and same with the color palette. So this is a fun read, but I don't want to spoil my review of that. So there you go. There's my books. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Hit the like. Hit the subscribe. Thank you for watching, listening to me ramble on about comic books, which I really, really do have a passion for. And I hope everyone that's watching this video, you're enjoying some comic books too, because life is so much better when we can read more comics.